I think that the United States needs to, as I just said, set a goal of working towards a world system in which it is not the primary guarantor of world security. That makes us the essentially sole pillar of the system. Any system that rests on one pillar is not very strong. So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to get there, but I think we need to stop saying that to ourselves, that we are the sole guarantor, we're the primary guarantor of world security. The world has to guarantee its security, and we need to help the world figure that out.
I don't think we're going to, in this transition from the United States as a central pillar of the existing system to the world somehow doing this is going to take a long time, be very bumpy, and I hope someday we get there, but I doubt it's going to happen in anybody's lifetime or beyond. I do think we have to be prepared to work with other countries, but it's not the UN in my judgment. I think the P5+1 model is kind of interesting. The success with Iran, I mean, it could be potentially applied to some other issues. Working with just the core 3 Europeans in the United States. I'm also prepared in certain occasions to step back and let others do it. I mean, the Normandy process, which is now underway with Ukraine and the Russians, is something that is kind of an interesting model. I do believe that in the end it's probably going to take Putin and a U.S. president to resolve that issue, and I think it is resolvable. But I think the United States doesn't always have to have a seat at the table. But my main point is we will need to use military power in the future. We will have to intervene in certain situations. I'm just arguing tonight that we need to make sure that they are in support of our most important national interests, that they are taken in terms of our national interests and not in some kind of romantic desire to spread our values, to promote democracy or to build nations abroad. That's a very tough job, and we're not very good at doing it. And finally, it has to be, military force has to be seen, the policeman's role has to be seen in conjunction with the businessman's role, and that in terms of the United States as an economic power, as an investment power, as an energy power, as well as the social worker's role in terms of being able to work with countries on other kinds of problems. And finally, to use a word you use in some of your writing, as an umpire, as somebody who in some cases can act as an honest broker. But to believe that the United States, that we are indispensable, that we have to be part of every solution, means that we're also going to be part of every problem.
I think it's important to focus not so much on the process, but on the result that we want. I want the world that America has made, one that's, again, remarkably peaceful in historic terms, incredibly prosperous, again, compared against the experience of humanity up until this point, and remarkably free. And I don't want to give up any one of those things. And before I buy a new world order and a new set of policing functions that includes people that I don't immediately trust, I want somebody to explain to me why we should easily, it's a head scratcher. That's why I get frustrated, is this is working, you know, again, by any reasonable historical standard, very well. I am reluctant to give it up.
We can't do it all. And we do have to prioritize and be smart about how we intervene in the world, but we have to also recognize that we play a unique leadership role. And whether it's combating Ebola in Liberia, or forming a coalition to go after ISIS, or responding to the tsunami in the Philippines, the United States brings a lot. We bring innovation, we bring capacity, we bring drive, we're risk-taking. We can build coalitions. We have an unbelievable array of partnerships and alliances, unlike any other. And that puts us in a unique position. And whether we like it or not, we can try and brush it away. And we go through these cyclical periods after Vietnam, after the Iraq War, where we try to push away some of these responsibilities and deny that we've got kind of this unique role to play. But we often come back to the position that we do have to have deep engagement in the world, and that when we show up, others follow. And I'm not here to say we have to intervene everywhere, that military force is the answer to every problem. But I do believe that the United States has a certain set of characteristics and attributes that serve us and serve the world more broadly.